Welcome, everyone. I'm Fern Lazar, and I'm delighted to welcome all of you to today's session of the Global BioInnovation Forum. We've had an exciting week of innovative companies, and today's session is going to be one of the top ones that you'll witness this week, I can promise. We are honored to have with us today the CEO and Chairman of Cytek Biosciences, Wenbin Jiang. Hello, Wenbin.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. So, just to start us off, maybe you could tell us a little bit and tell the audience a little bit more about Cytek, what you do, the products you make, the customers you serve, and how your products are used, perhaps.
Great. Thank you. And it's a great honor to have an opportunity to see everyone, to meet everyone here. Cytek is a company by the name and in the space of life sciences. We, in fact, develop advanced flow cytometer technology, which we call the full spectral profiling technology, and which differentiate us from the conventional flow cytometer with regarding to how the data is acquired and analyzed. Because of what we are doing, and we are able to drive the flow cytometry from a low dimensional cell analysis to what we call high dimensional cell analysis, provide far more information to the life science space on the cell analysis side, which our customers are mostly within academic, core labs, pharmaceutical companies, CRO, and some of those are in hospitals relying upon our technology to provide those latest diagnostic needs for their patients. And so we have been able to, based on what we have done, to change the whole landscape of the flow cytometry industry today. In fact, and Cytek is a leader benchmark for all the flow cytometry companies, and they are all chasing behind Cytek, trying to catch up.
We dig a little deeper into that, Wenbin. I'm really interested in your secret sauce, so to speak, and how Cytek broke into this world of very large companies serving this area in diagnostics and flow cytometry, and what kinds of products have you introduced that have really innovated the market and responded to customer needs?
As flow cytometer is in fact a tool used by almost every life science lab. It has been there for so many years, 40, 50 years. And now this is an industry dominated by a few big players, and before Cytek shows up. And now in the industry, when it was dominated and by the giants, normally, and when customers have a needs, typically those companies, they don't respond fast. And this is where we have seen an opportunity for us. And as we read the signal from the market, as we discuss with customers, we clearly find that a new technology and what we feel is based on what we have developed and what we have seen, and we'll be able to fulfill those customer needs, which we call, as earlier I mentioned, full spectral profiling technology, which provides far more information, far more data that provide what we call high dimensional cell analysis. Based on what we did, we drove the kind of technology from only like 20, 25 parameters to beyond 40 parameters today, and our tool can even go beyond 50 colors, 50 parameters for serving the needs of our customers. That's tremendously solved basically put this way, and solve the needs of the customers and addressed the requirements, especially from those big farmers.
I note that particular areas of health that are growing, like growth in research in immunotherapy and cell therapy, infectious disease and personalized medicine, all of those demand more information, more precision information. How does the wave of growth we're seeing in those areas, how does that impact your growth rate and your ability to expand market share?
Now, as you can see, the field you have just mentioned, the immunology, immuno-oncology, and vaccine development, and cell and gene therapy, right? And as they start, they would really like to uh, initially to find the right markers, right precision technology, and to drive the needs of the patient. In that case, and they would like to command far more information than what's available and what they can get. This is where we come from, and due to our
Love it.
technology, our tool, and we quickly provide all the information needed for them to make their decision and to drive really down to the angle, uh, uh, the kind of decision-making process. So from there, and quickly they can get down to the exactly the kind of biomarkers that can be effective to address the needs, address whether being medications, new drugs, or being a precision curing method to address the kind of patient's procurement and or needs over there. Yeah.
What a great story. You are really powering innovation in our health system. So that's it's a great growth story for Cytek. Maybe just let's take a step back and you could give our audience some background on Cytek, how big you are, where you operate, the number of employees. Are you profitable? And maybe any other details that will help our audience better understand what an interesting and great company you are.
Yeah, and you see, we started from 10 years ago, and quickly, and we grow that our technology being very well received by our customers today. Our revenue and is around $200 million, and in fact, Cytek is one of only very few life science tool company in our space, in our segment, that is in fact profitable, and also our technology has go across being accepted by more than 70 different countries. Of course, we also have our employees uh, stationed across many different countries to serve for our customers. And today, and we manufacture in the US and in Singapore, in China, and we have our field service organizations across US, Europe, Asia, and for all of our customers' needs. And Cytek globally, we have about 700 employees today. And of course, most of the, not most, US has most of the employees, followed by China and then Europe.
What a fantastic growth story, and it's I'm sure for your customers, with all that is happening in the world, very important that you are where they need you to be around the world. As we look ahead, Wenbin, what do you think your major growth drivers are to continue that fast pace of revenue growth and profitability? I know this is J.P. Morgan week, and many of the people watching have footholds in the financial industry. So this is a very important question.
Yeah, absolutely. And uh, pretty much everyone is interested in how Cytek can continue to maintain our growth over the next uh, few years. And we do see opportunity first years with regarding to expanding the needs of our customers, address the needs of our customers, continue to lead in the industries to support the advanced research and new drug discovery. This is an area we see the growth opportunity. Second part is, in fact, and there are uh, many instruments in the field waiting to be replaced. For this, we built over the last 40, 50 years, and instrument doesn't last long. And of course, they need to be replaced. And we see great opportunity here as customers start to replace, and we would like to dominate and during that process. And as you can see now, we have more than 3,000 instruments in the field and used by our customers. Based on the CytoCloud, we have more than 20,000 users on CytoCloud and developing panels for use on Cytek instrument. With that, we see great opportunities on reagents and consumables. And that's another areas of growth opportunity for Cytek. And lastly, clinical is another side, and our instrument is clinically approved in China and Europe. And so we see the opportunities and to drive the patient needs in those areas. And clearly, and China has the largest, probably one of the largest population and in the world, and a great opportunity for us as well in that aspect. And so all of those we feel and are the opportunities for Cytek to continue to maintain our growth opportunity as and we do see challenges after the pandemic and all those funding
Right.
situations and which cause some issues with in our industry. Nevertheless, uh, we feel our leadership position and in our space and even in this environment, we continue to maintain our presence. We continue to take market share, and when the wind comes back toward our industry, we are ready for growth again.
Terrific. You mentioned, some of the broader issues affecting our industry. How has the macroeconomic environment impacted Cytek, and how do you see that changing going forward, and perhaps giving a boost to you?
As in the last few years, and the funding situation and across uh, academic as well as the uncertainty and for the pharmaceutical companies has caused problem with regard to investment on acquiring new capital instrumentations. But we have made sure, and we continue to maintain our leadership position. We continue to develop new technology, new tools to address the needs. And last year we launched two new products, Aurora Evo as well as the Muse Micro, and both of those products gone very well and to serve the needs. So that enables Cytek, even under this tight budget situation, we continue to maintain our market share, continue to take market share, and we feel and eventually and the investment in our space will come back, and we are here positioned very well and to take those opportunities. And in the meantime, and we, as earlier mentioned, and we have opportunities on the reagents, on the consumable, and based on our installed base, and we in fact have grown very well and on driving our reagent revenue growth and more than 20% and over the last few quarters and comparing to the prior years. And our service revenue has also grown nicely and double digit, 20%-ish kind of growth year over year due to our installed base growth. So, and in addition to Europe, of course, we see opportunities in other territories. As I mentioned, we have customers across more than 70 countries. And in fact, our growth is tremendous and very impressive in the APAC region, even under today's environment. And we have been growing also nicely and in that territory, 20%-ish kind of growth. So, and from reagents, service, and the APAC revenue, those are actually about 50% of the overall Cytek's revenue and growing double digit. And
And
the
those
rest
are
part, yeah.
on that will allow you to have your margins to improve too, right? The razor blade kind of model that you're pursuing, right? Once you laid the foundation for your footprint, right? Now you have a lot of what we call same store sales, right? Where you have users who are repeatedly using you and increasing their volume. So that must all help.
No, absolutely. And in fact, we have one of the best growth margin in our industry, even though we are being viewed as a tool company, instrument company, and based on capital expenditure, we have a very impressive, nice growth margin for our business.
So, I'm sure it's because of the problems that you help researchers solve. And I just want to delve a little bit more back into where we started about the customers you serve and the products you deliver. But I think our audience would like to know, and maybe it's going to be a little bit of a deep dive, but the kind of information that you give them, how does that accelerate their decision making, and thus how does that lead to faster innovation?
No, I think and clearly we do see the tremendous needs with those new drug discovery for in the immuno-oncology space for the new drug development and for cancer treatment. And those are also demanding for the high dimensional cell analysis to help them quickly screen all the new drugs. And to serve for those needs, we continue to invest in developing new technology, new products, 15 to 20% of our revenue. Uh, in fact, is investing R&D to solve those needs, to address those needs. We continue to release, launch new products to serve for those customers. And we feel and we have the technology, we have the will to continue to drive our technology growth, to drive our revenue growth. And we feel we are well positioned here.
And do you work with many companies around the world, or is it mostly those customers in single regions? And is there an advantage to working with like larger customers in multiple places?
Big farmers are global, and normally they are here in the US, in Europe, in Asia, and
Yes.
as we work with them, always we work with all the entities in those organizations.
So before we close today, Wenbin, is there anything that you want to add as a sort of final takeaway for those listening to our program today? Here's your opportunity to remind everyone about what an interesting and compelling story Cytek has.
Yeah, and Cytek is a leader in our industry, and we have the best technology. We have changed the whole industry, and so we are very well positioned. And even in a tight investment environment, we continue to maintain our market share. In fact, growing our market share, and we feel and we are ready to resume our growth as the wind comes towards life science, toward biotechnology. And we are ready to grow again and to resume our previous growth momentum. And so Cytek is a company and really here to serve for our customers, being very well recognized by our customers. And so Cytek is, in fact, here really a premium brand here, and will continue to be here and to serve for the needs of our customers. So we are ready here.
You are ready. I love closing with that. And I want to take this moment to thank you, Wenbin, for being here today and telling us all about the exciting Cytek growth story. And it looks like you are poised for continued growth in the future. I'm Fern Lazar from Finn Partners. I want to thank all of our listeners here today. Thank you for joining us. And with that, I think we'll close our session for today.
Thank you.
Thank you.